The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
We're working on our Dorado Project, which is part of a fairly significant district that we've put together with our partners IsoEnergy. It covers about 100,000 hectares of property. And in our first drill program, we opened up an area called the Nova Zone, and we hit some pretty remarkable results out of that. So we were seeing mineralization up to 8%. This is last year around this time. And we went back this winter and started to expand on that discovery.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Chris Frostad. He is the CEO of Purepoint Uranium Group. And Chris, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Hi, I'm really good. Thank you, Steve. It's good to be back.
Yes. Well, you've got significant news out today that you've begun your 2026 summer drill program. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But this really follows on the news that you and I have talked about before, and that is the successful winter drill program.
Right. Well, we're working on our Dorado Project, which is part of a fairly significant district that we've put together with our partners IsoEnergy. It covers about 100,000 hectares of property. And in our first drill program, we opened up an area called the Nova Zone, and we hit some pretty remarkable results out of that. So we were seeing mineralization up to 8%. This is last year around this time. And we went back this winter and started to expand on that discovery. So we're starting to better understand the district. We're better or that particular area where we are. We've extended that mineralization out about a kilometer. So we are really expanding it and really trying to understand the area so that we can further hone in on on what's in that area and understand where that mineralized system washed through.
Yeah. So what does the summer program look like? What are you planning to do?
Well, it's a little more difficult working in the summer up there because it's so wet, and this is kind of what stopped us a year ago. But it is a helicopter supported program. We've got 7 holes planned. The first 3 are going to be in that Nova area because there's a number of holes we can get to in the summer, and again trying to understand the direction of all that mineralization and where the system went. The other 4 holes will be on a nearby zone that has been worked previously that we are following up on as well. So we're hoping to get in there and get some great results out of that as well.
And this is going to run through all of July and August. This will take you the entire summer, correct?
It will. It will. It's will probably be 4 months in action with a few weeks in between. So it's going to take us into August for sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I should ask you, I know you just flew some airborne geophysical surveys over the property as well, and you're obviously still waiting for results, but that's another key milestone, I guess, to get that done as well.
Well, it is because we assembled a bunch of projects into this larger area. We've been able to go back and do some of these surveys like this one across the entire area, and then you get a real complete picture. And that whole area is becoming quite prolific in that we're right adjacent to ISO's hurricane deposit, which is in the northwest end of that. But we're seeing a lot of our peers are working at the edges of our project and coming up with some really interesting results as well. So that whole area is really starting to turn on. And what we did was a mobile MT survey over the entire property, which gives us a lot of deep viewing into the area and a lot of the structures to see where we want to go next. And you're right, we just finished that survey, and we're expecting the product out of that in the coming weeks when we'll be able to work with it to really get a good handle on that entire area.
Yeah. Chris, how exciting is it to get out into the field and get this kind of the drilling done, the airborne as well? It sounds like that's sort of really the meat and potatoes of what the company's trying to do.
Well, it absolutely is, and I think we've been at this for a while, and a lot of the initial work that you do on all of these projects is not that exciting to a lot of investors. We're doing a lot of prospecting and surveying and geophysics and the like, which aren't actually producing a result necessarily by way of a discovery, but that it's all work that needs to be done. And in this area in particular, we have done so much of that in the past. We've really caught up that all of the work we do now is really with a drill. and that's when it does get exciting, because then you're really out of that is going to come a discovery for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing more about it as the work rolls on. Chris, thanks so much. Good update, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
All right. There's Chris Frostad, the CEO of Purepoint Uranium Group.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.